decade. My most recent trip was a few years ago, where I was dragged kicking and screaming to Pacific Coast Cancer Center, screaming loudly to anyone within earshot just how bad my situation was. This place is worse than jail. I said it loudly, and I said it often. This went on for a lot longer than it should have. Until one day, it finally got through to my thick skull that if you only focus on the negative, it reinforces your misery like a vicious cycle. So one day, I cracked a smile, and it didn't kill me. So I did it again, and pretty soon I was able to laugh and have fun. And laughter made the difference. Laughter turned Pacific Coast Care Center into a place of healing. Now that I was pleasant to be around, I started making friends with all the nurses and the CNAs. I loved sharing food with them. As you get to know me, you'll find out food is a central part of my life. So I would order takeout. Friday became pizza night. We talked about TV shows. We talked about music. The TV stayed on a lot longer than it should have. So for that reason, I appreciated the fact that they all knew not to wake me up at 6:30 like everyone else. We were a little lax with the rules because that's what you do with friends. Friends are for fun. All except for this one CNA, who unfortunately was my main CNA. We'll call her Lucy to protect the innocent. But let me ask you, is it fair? I mean, Lucy, she had the nerve to follow the rules. Lucy actually expected me to sit up, get into my wheelchair, wheel myself to the sink just to brush my teeth. She wouldn't hand me my towels. She wouldn't bring me my clothes. She would say things like, "This is a hospital, it's not a hotel." Or one of my favorite things is, how do you expect to get strong? What are you going to do when you're at home and you're alone? She just didn't get it. So I made it a mission to find a new CNA. I did everything that I could think of. I talked to everyone that I knew. I started with the supervisors, and I went to the managers. I even went to the president with my problem, but nobody would listen. They said, "That's just not how the system works. If you want to change CNAs, we have to change rooms. But we don't just change rooms to suit patients' preferences." So it looked like I was stuck with Lucy. So I decided that if I was going to be stuck with annoying Lucy, that I was going to be just as annoying. I was going to let her have it. I would show her. The only problem with this plan is that it backfired, and the stress levels went through the roof for both of us. So I knew I had to come up with another solution to my problem. So luckily for me, I have a trusty list that I refer to throughout my life whenever I run into a problem. Keep coming to Toastmasters and you'll have it memorized. It's a good idea to start writing it down. The first one, shift your perspective. It blew my mind when I backed up a little bit and looked at it objectively and realized that Lucy was right. If I didn't learn how to take care of myself by the time I left this place, I would be in a world of hurt. So what's next on the list? Let's see. Be grateful. Is there anything to be grateful about here? How about the fact that Lucy cared enough about me to follow the rules? I decided to make it a point to tell Lucy the next time I saw her. And lo and behold, it turns out when you show gratitude, it changes the dynamics of the relationship. Go figure. And finally, fake it till you make it. As it turns out, I do have a BFF that was working at that hospital at that time. Her name was Jonalyn. We turned into high school girls whenever she was around. So I thought to myself, what would happen if I treated Lucy the same way I treated Jonalyn? So the next time she came in the next morning, I said, "Oh, there you are. You're just in time. I'm doing some shopping. Help me pick out a gift for my stepmother." I narrowed it down to 3 choices. So together, me and Lucy chose a really pretty flowering teapot. Then I asked her to help me with my clothes for the day. We just did girly stuff. And the next thing you know, she really was my BFF. And I was looking forward to seeing her every day. And then one day, the supervisor came in. She said, I have great news for you. We're going to be moving to another room. You're going to have your own private room. You're going to be able to close the door. You even have your own restroom. I said, well, that's fine. But do I get to keep my same CNA? She said, no. I just rolled my eyes and said, here we go again. And I thought it was so funny that now I was wanting to fight for the same CNA that I once thought was so annoying. And that, my friends, is a story of how I completely got rid of an annoying person.